Jameis Winston, Jabo wins. So this is New Orleans Football. This is Jameis Winston post-game talking about Derek Carr, talking about having to come in as relief, talking about starting moving forward. So I want to hear what Jameis has to say about the situation.
From my position, I'm always lifting Derek up. But from the city's position, I agree with Tyron. I believe that we got to give them something to cheer for. I know that can be difficult at times, but he was very resilient. He answered the bell.
Let me say this about Jameis. Jameis gets a lot of flack. Jameis gets a lot of criticism. He's kind of seen as kind of a goofy guy, or he's a funny soundbite or whatever. But Jameis has really grown as a player and a professional and all that stuff. I mean, I say what you want about on the field and the turnovers and the 30 interceptions and all that stuff, but Jameis is a guy you want in the locker room. Jameis is a fantastic backup. I can't think of a better backup to be there for Derek Carr in this situation. Jameis was super supportive of Carr in the moment. There was videos of Jameis, patting Derek on the back, and Jameis has never said anything close to like, I want to be the starter, I want to take Derek's job. It's him versus me. He is a teammate. I will say that. Jameis Winston seems like one of the best teammates you could possibly have, so I just wanted to tip my cap to how Jameis has handled the situation. And he's also right, and Tyran's right about the boos. How we got to give the fans something to cheer for. The fans have a right to speak their mind, whether it's cheering or booing or being vocal or whatever. And in a lot of situations, including this team, the Saints are driving, or the fans are driving change, whether it's through all of the articles and the videos being made about, pre-snap motion. All of a sudden the Saints are using pre-snap motion, whether it's, the fans boycotting games or not buying merchandise or booing the players or whatever. If the organization is not going to do anything, Saints fans want them to know that at least we care, at least we're out there, at least we're watching, at least we're there. That's every fan's right. So Jameis and Tyrann have the right attitude about it. I think Chris Olave is the only one that I've seen that said anything to the tune of like, we shouldn't be booing in the home stadium. But he's a young player, so it's not too surprising that he'd be kind of off track with the vets.
But to the fans, we function off your support. And I know that we got to come in and give y'all something to cheer for, but just know that you impact us because we're trying to lift you up. We're trying to put on a show for you. So your support, your cheering, the inspiration that you give us this is why we do this. We do this for you.
I give the team full credit. I'm giving the team full credit all week that they did respond. The team did hear the fans. They did hear the city. And it shows you how tight the city and the team is, that the fans took it personal, or the players took it personal. You can tell. I mean, Tyrann Mathieu was emotional in his post-game interview. Jameis Winston, very somber right here. They're taking it personal. They don't want to get booed by these fans. They love these fans. They love the city. The city loves the Saints. Like I said, the boos come from a place of love. It really does. I think the fans want the best for this team. They want to get back to the winning ways, and them booing is just showing their displeasure. And if that gets us to the same place, if I almost feel like the Saints and the fans right now are like that couple who they just need to air it out. They just need to air it out. They just need to have the conversation, have the screaming match, whatever. Do that, get it over with so that you can grow, so that you can figure out what's wrong, you can move forward. I feel like that's where we're at right now. I really do feel like it's a moment where the team and the fans are we've hit this boiling point. They heard us loud and clear, and now we're gonna go somewhere together. Whereas previously we were kind of separated, everything was kind of disjointed. But now I think it's like, okay, we've said our piece, we've booed, we did what we had to do. Now we can move forward.
We won't have a job if it wasn't for you all. So I just encourage all of y'all to get behind us. That's what this city is about. This city is about resilience. This city is about, building and staying together. And despite our record, despite what the situation that's going on.
Very true. And I'll say this too about, what they were kind of talking about right there, is that the city is resilient and the players are resilient. The players prove that. You know, the players proved they're resilient in the face of this. They proved that they weren't going to lie down. They proved that they weren't going to just take this and just take a beating and let the game get away from them. And that right there, like, that shows that's what the fans want. And being in the stadium, I will tell you this: the fans were booing in the first quarter. By the time we got the ball right before the fumble, 100% of the fans were booing in the first quarter. 100% of the fans were back supporting the team by the time that fumble came around. It was a sign of solidarity from the fans, a sign of we're together in that this isn't right. We're together in that this isn't okay. They heard us loud and clear. The players, rose up to the occasion, and when it came time for the game to get close again, there was no boos. I can promise you that. Everyone was cheering. Everyone was up. It sounded like a playoff game in there. So it was a quick moment. It was almost like a protest. It was almost like a quick protest, and then once it happened, it was over.
We got to stand together because only people that can fix this is us, and that's y'all included. That's the fans, that's the team, and that's it.
To see Derek go through what he has just of late with injuries and kind of just battling through, what have you kind of just seen from him from just kind of how he's handled it?
Yeah, my biggest thing is just continue to lift him up. Like, when you are a starting NFL quarterback, like, a lot of things come with that.
Jameis is a young guy. I mean, like, age-wise, he's still young. But he really has gone through a lot as a quarterback. I mean, even if you go back to Florida State, with some of the off-field stuff and some of the allegations and what have you, and then, winning the Heisman, getting drafted first overall, the 30-30 season, Tampa and him parting ways, injuries with the Saints, kind of having this new role as a backup. I mean, Jameis, he is wise beyond his years. He has seen a lot, and he is a guy who Derek Carr can lean on in this moment of, like, Derek Carr is dealing with more controversy right now, or more adversity right now than he has in his entire career. His team basically cut him, benched him, cut him. Gets a huge contract to come here. He's trying to prove something. He's trying to chip on his shoulder, all that stuff. And now these fans are booing him. I can't even imagine what Derek Carr is going through. And one of the only guys, backups in the NFL, that knows what that's like is Jameis.
But he's handling it the right way. He's going out there doing his job. He's out there going out there fighting for his team, and that's that.
What's it like being kind of his teammate in terms of just, not only supporting him, but also like kind of maybe like.
Yeah, any teammate that I have, I'm gonna lift them up. I'm gonna speak life into them, despite what anyone can say. You know what I'm saying? We all out here. We're doing this for the glory of God. We're doing this to glorify the Lord. We're not doing this for no man. We're not doing this for no woman. Like, it's not for that. Like, as a team, like, the Saints are offense, defense, special teams, and our fans. Like, we are a team. Like, our fans are a part of our team.
More so than most NFL teams. I mean, the city and that team, they are synonymous.
Like, we know, I've been on the opposite side and seeing how this place was rocking and how that affected, the other team. Like, but we all are one. So if you are part of the Saints, I'm going to speak life into you. I'm going to lift you up, whether that's Derek, whether that's, a specialist. It doesn't matter who it is. We are together, and we got to stay together. We got to stick together. We got to dig down and just keep believing and have faith.
In my pockets.
Because you know what it's like. Was it surprising today to see all the blue in the stands and all that? All the lines here?
Yeah.
Oh, let me tell you this. I don't know if I mentioned it in a previous video. I have never, ever seen away fans. I've been going to Saints games every home game for well over a decade. I have never seen fans travel like Detroit traveled to this game. And that's not just the Dome. They were everywhere in the city. After the Dome, I walked down the street to try and get a drink. Couldn't even get in. All I saw was blue jerseys. Went to another bar, a little dive bar that there's no way anyone would know about. Neighborhood bar. Go there, blue jerseys out the door, at the bar, everywhere. In the Dome, it was a sea of blue. I felt like I was in Detroit. I felt like I was in Ford Field. I mean, I've never seen, it wasn't just the bowl. It wasn't just the bowl where the away fans usually are. It was up into the stands. It was up in the top rows. It was all around me. And I'm we're around like season ticket holders. It was everywhere. I mean, Detroit that was as much of a an away presence the team has had that I've ever seen.
It doesn't matter about them. I'm talking about us. I'm talking about who we are. We're the Saints. And since I've been a part of this organization, we have always found a way to overcome any type of adversity, and we always stuck together. All right, because that's what it is. That's that Southern love. That's that New Orleans love, right? That's that gumbo, a bunch of different mixtures, putting together in a pot, and you make something beautiful. And we still have opportunity to make something beautiful.
Come on.
We just got to have our fans support, faith. As a team, we have to go out there and put on a show, do our job. I have to do my job better. Everyone has accountability in this, and we're going to continue to increase and speak life and push forward.
Jameis, how frustrating not to be able to get one more drive in the end zone.
Oh, man, I would have done anything to get that last drive. I wanted to see Jameis with a minute left, down 5. There was so much momentum. It was such a roller coaster. I really think he would have won the game. And that would have been the ultimate Disney movie. I mean, people be writing books about that game. I would have done anything. I would have eaten 2 more Dome Dogs easily to get that drive.
There at the end.
I think just the entire game, playing from behind as a team, we want to get on top. We want to start dominating our opponent from the rip. And that's going to be our mission for this upcoming week.
How about for you, this is kind of an interesting season for you. You've now had 3 different games where you don't know at the beginning of the day if you're going to play or not. You want to put your best football out there, but it's been some urgent situations sometimes. Like, how tough is that to play under that situation?
I'm grateful for every
Jameis is the perfect player for that situation, though. The kind of guy where he's got the experience, he's got the know-how, he's got the physical capability, and he'll go out there and he has the mental capacity to just let it rip. I mean, that's who Jameis has always been. So that's who you want off the bench. You want someone who it's like, man, let him just go. You don't want someone who it's like, well, we got to let him check down. Well, we can't call this play because he didn't have the arm. Jameis is just let Jameis go do what he's going to do.
Opportunity. I view it as, a baseball perspective, as the closer coming in any given time, or a reliever coming in any given time, no matter if it's 9 runs, if you're down 9-0, no matter.
I'm pretty sure Jameis played baseball at FSU. Someone check me on that. I'm pretty sure he played. If he didn't play, I'm pretty sure he was highly recruited. But I want to say he played at Florida State.
If you're up, 10-0, like you coming in there to do a job and do your best and try to just go, well, not try, but go out there and put on your best performance.
Jameis, Alvin had a pretty historic day today. Just how important was he to the success that y'all were able to find on offense?
That's another example, too. And Alvin scored that touchdown, standing ovation. I mean, me and everyone else around was standing, clapping, showing support for Alvin's franchise record. So that just goes to show you, again, the boos did not carry on. The boos didn't carry on into that moment or the rest of the game. Well,
everything that we do goes through him. Like, he's the best player on our team. And that's what he expects. That's what we expect out of him. I'm grateful to be his teammate, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud of how he comes to work every single day. When you are in the locker room with a Hall of Fame guy, they can just, do whatever they want to do, but he comes with an approach. He shows up on game day and puts on the show for all of us.
Can you talk about being able to come back and how you can channel that fight as far as going through this final stretch of the season?
Well, I think it just starts with one play at a time, and when you're fighting from behind, you're desperate. You know what I'm saying? You want it. It's like True. You want it. Like, you don't want to go out there and get beat. I think that just starts with the initial punch. Like, you got to be desperate. When you think about the most influential boxers, like, they going in there and every punch matters. Every time they take a
Jameis is the king of the metaphor. King of the metaphor. I love it.
Take a punch, it matters. They're desperate for victory. They're desperate for a win. And I think that level of just want to, that level of hunger kind of propels you in those situations.
Do you expect that desperation will be present for this team for the remaining 5 games this season?
Yes, backs against the wall, have to win all 5 games, have to win out to win the division.
I do.
Yeah.
From your vantage point, what will be the keys to string up some wins going down the stretch?
Don't go down 21-0 in the first 5 minutes. Score points, red zone success. Don't kick 6 field goals. Don't lose a turnover battle. Don't allow the team to run for 5 yards of carry. Maybe get some pressure on the quarterbacks.
It starts one play at a time. Doing our job to the best of our abilities, one play at a time.
Can I ask you a totally different topic? Your school being left out of the playoff, what your reaction is to it?
insane to ask him about Florida State being left out of the playoffs in this moment right here. You just got booed off the field at home. Your starting quarterback broke his entire upper half and has a concussion. You had to come in relief. You lost the game by 5 points on basically the final possession. Emotions have to be as high as they possibly could be, and then this cat asked him about Florida State being left out of the playoffs.
My initial reaction, I was hurt, especially with the defensive performance that we put on, the amazing job by our head coach Mike Norvell for finding a way to will a championship, with his third string quarterback. I think that it's way big.
I'm going to make a video about the whole college football playoff thing to talk more in depth about this, but I'm going to leave y'all on this. What do y'all think would have happened if Mike Norvell would have came out before the game and said Jordan Travis will play, or Jordan Travis is on track to play in the bowl game? Or even if he would have said Jordan Travis might play in this game against Louisville, if he says he's questionable, and he didn't rule Travis out. If he said Travis is questionable, he's going to work to try and get to the bowl game, we believe he'll be able to play. I have a sneaky feeling Florida State would have got in. And then as soon as they get in, he could say, hey, well, LOL, his leg, it's not going to work. Sorry. But interesting wrinkle. I think when you have subjective things like the playoff, I think stuff like that matters. And I think if Norvell would have done that, I think Florida State gets in. But there you go. Let me know in the comments below what you thought about Jameis's interview. I thought he handled it fantastically. Great answers everywhere. Gumbo this, we're breathing life into this. Love it. Very nice. So, part of me hopes Jameis gets to start against the Panthers. Part of me hopes he gets to start and we can see what he can do, and we can just get something new, get something that can kind of spark the team on this next 5-game stretch. So let me know in the comments below where you come down on that. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you on the next video.